Welcome to the Cheating Wife Stories channel. I press the record button. A red light blinks once, twice, piercing the darkness of our bedroom like a tiny, frantic heartbeat. My own heartbeat is louder, though, booming in my ears, churning in my chest. I steady the recorder on the dresser, breath shallow, mind racing. 10 years since I've touched this thing. 10 years since I cared enough to document my own life. Now I can't remember why I ever stopped. The microphone hisses, waiting for words I don't have yet. My hand hovers near the stop button, but I force it away. No more running. Emily Thompson is behind the bathroom door, singing a tuneless hum while the shower spits water against the tile. Steam seeps out, carrying her familiar scent. Citrus shampoo, floral body wash, that intangible warmth that used to calm me. Now it spikes my nerves. My mouth tastes like copper. I set the recorder on the edge of the dresser. Each movement feels stilted, as if time has jerked into slow motion. My arms shake from the tension. I close my eyes and recount every detail of how we got here. It was just a minute ago, her iPad lighting up on the nightstand. A single photo, with that thumbnail so vivid. Emily Thompson smiling, eyes half-lidded in pleasure, standing too close to a man whose hand was on her bare shoulder. The same shoulders I once traced with my fingertips, memorizing every curve. And then the banner with his name, Daniel Hayes. It wasn't meant for me, but there it was. I didn't flip, didn't shout, didn't throw the iPad across the room. Instead, I walked to the kitchen, poured coffee for her, 2 sugars, no milk. My heart hammered, but my face was stone. That's when I knew, this time, no confrontation. Not yet. She'd let her guard down. She always does. Because Emily Thompson believes I will always forgive her. But forgiveness doesn't come cheap. Especially not this time. So here I stand, adrenaline spiking, pressing record to capture my voice, my truth, while she's in the shower. I'm half hoping she won't hear me. I'm half hoping she will. The water stops. I hear the gentle squeak of the faucet, a hushed curse from her as she adjusts the temperature. My fists clench, my breathing turns ragged. Then I calm myself. Breathe in, out. I exhale. I flick off the recorder. Not now. Not yet. I remember the day I met Emily Thompson. That memory hits me in shards. Her laughter echoing in a campus hallway, her hair flipping over one shoulder as she passed me by. We were young then. I was finishing journalism at Northwestern. She was visiting from Pittsburgh for some real estate conference, a friend of a friend. She had this unstoppable energy, like she could devour the world in a single day if she wanted. I was drawn in, like she possessed her own gravitational field. But that's backstory. Ancient. Right now, all that matters is the photo. Her and Daniel Hayes in what looks like a hotel room, or maybe his condo. The bed behind them is unmade, a swirl of white sheets. The camera angle is slightly tilted, like whoever took it snapped it in a hurry. She's wearing a robe parted at the neck, revealing the shimmer of collarbone. His hand on her shoulder, his lips near her hair. She looks younger in the photo. Exhilarated. Happy. A happiness I haven't seen on her face in years. When she emerges from the bathroom, I'm standing by the window. I sense the swirl of air as she crosses behind me. Morning, she says. You're up early. She's towel drying her hair, body wrapped in another towel. Drops of water trickle over her shoulders. I only grunt in response. Usually, I'd say something trivial. Good morning. Your coffee's ready. How'd you sleep? But today, I can barely push words past my lips. She frowns. You okay? I force a nod. I'm fine. My voice is low, like gravel. She eyes me, probably measuring my mood. Work stress. She tries again, stepping closer. You look tense. Something at the paper. Paper. She never calls my job by its name. Always just the paper. I shrug. Yeah, something like that. I lift my phone off the dresser, pocket it. She leans in to check her reflection in the mirror. I watch her eyes flick over the iPad, see if she notices the photo. Her expression remains neutral, so either she hasn't noticed, or she's a better liar than I thought. "I got a house showing at 9, she says lightly, voice airy. "Might be a big sale if they like the place." I imagine she's thinking of commission, or maybe she's thinking of Daniel Hayes. My jaw tightens. "That's good," I say. "Congratulations." She nods, purses her lips, and slinks away to the closet to pick out her suit. I note the subtle tension in her shoulders, how they stiffen just slightly when she thinks I'm not looking. She's waiting for me to explode, to ask questions. But I stay silent. I watch her slip into a tasteful blazer, the same routine as every morning. It's almost comical. We're two actors forced to play normal, reading lines from some script we've repeated for 10 years. Her phone buzzes on the nightstand. She glances at it, a flicker of guilt crossing her eyes. She forces a casual grin at me, then brushes out of the room. I hear her in the kitchen, rummaging for a travel mug, collecting her keys. She calls out, "I'll see you tonight, okay?" I just nod again, ignoring the dryness in my mouth. My chest clenches. There's so much I want to say. I want to throw the iPad in her face, want to show her the photo and demand an explanation. But something in me wants more. More evidence, more understanding, more of the raw truth. Like a journalist, I want the entire story, not just a snippet. So I let her go. The door closes behind her. Silence. I hover over the iPad. The photo is still there, locked behind her passcode. But I saw enough. I know there's more inside. Texts, messages, images that confirm everything. I've never been the type to dig through her personal devices. But that line has already been crossed, right? I try guessing her passcode. Her birthday. My birthday. Our wedding anniversary. None of them work. After 3 attempts, it warns me. One more try will lock the device. I set it aside. Frustration gnawing at me. She's outsmarted me. Or maybe she's just moved on from such obvious passwords. I blow out a breath, bury the iPad under a stack of folders, and head to the shower. Steam. I let the hot water pound my neck. My mind reels with images. Emily Thompson, her eyes half lowered. That blissful expression. Daniel's hand. The curve of her shoulder. The unmade bed. My stomach lurches. I grip the tile, choking on the swirl of jealousy and betrayal. 10 years we've been married. 10 years of shared meals, shared hopes. I had known, or at least suspected, that something was off. A distance in her kisses, her glances, a tension that never quite dissipated. But it's one thing to suspect, another to see it with your own eyes. I close them, water streaming down my face, and inhale. Let the rage simmer, let it find a place to grow. Because Emily Thompson has mistaken my silence for forgiveness. She has no idea that I'm watching. Waiting. I finish dressing for work in record time. Collared shirt, slacks, the same monotony as always. I skip breakfast. The coffee I poured for her sits cold on the countertop. I toss it in the sink. My own coffee is black, bitter, scalding my tongue as I sip. I remind myself to breathe. Then, I gather my notes for the story I'm currently writing. Some investigation into a local corruption scandal. Today, though, I can barely muster focus. My head's too full of them. I head out to the train. The commute feels surreal. Strangers pressed around me, reading newspapers, scrolling on their phones. I see a couple giggling, leaning into each other's arms. I resent them for their simple happiness. My chest aches with a dull, ugly envy. Everything that's broken in my life stands in stark contrast to the normalcy around me. At the office, I find my desk. My editor, a hawk-eyed woman named Linda, flags me down. She wants an update on the corruption piece. I murmur something about needing more time. She raises an eyebrow. She's used to me being on the ball. But I can't concentrate. All I can think about is that photo and how it will feel to see another one. To read actual text messages that confirm Emily Thompson's affair. I realize I'm trembling, my coffee sloshing in its cup. Linda frowns at me but doesn't press. I pop in my noise-canceling headphones, ironically the same pair I was searching for when I found that damn photo. I try to write, to lose myself in the investigation. Instead, I end up browsing basic ways to bypass iPad locks. It's fruitless, probably illegal. I close the tab, disgusted with myself. At lunch, I buy a sandwich I can't finish. My phone remains silent. Emily Thompson rarely texts me midday. Usually a quick, "How's it going?" or "Busy day here." Lately, even those have disappeared. She's grown comfortable in her secrets, certain I won't pry. But I will. I'm not just a husband. I'm an investigative journalist. I dig for truth, wherever it leads. She should have known that from the start. Afternoon bleeds into evening. I open the front door to a quiet house. The lights are off, the air still. I check the time. 7:00 p.m. She said she'd be home by now. I flick on the kitchen light, see a note on the counter. Working late, dinner in the fridge. Love, Emily. My first instinct is contempt. Love. Does she even remember what that means? I microwave the container, pick at the food without appetite. Outside, night falls. Streetlights flicker on. I wait. I imagine her with him. Maybe she canceled that late work and is sharing a bottle of wine in some corner of the city. Maybe she's making the same easy laughter with Daniel Hayes that she used to reserve for me. The idea claws at my throat, and I feel the impulse to lash out, to text her with some ultimatum. But I don't. I wait, letting the silence speak for me. Finally, around 9:30, the door opens. She steps in, keys jingling. Hank. She calls. The only person who ever calls me Hank is her. You here? I'm here. She hesitates, then walks into the kitchen, flicking on more lights. She has that slightly flushed look she gets after a glass or two of wine. Her hair's tousled, a stray tendril undone from the neat style she wore this morning. There's a faint tension in her eyes, maybe worry. House showings ran late, she says, dropping her purse on the island. Then I grabbed dinner with a coworker. Sorry, I didn't text. I nod slowly. It's fine. She rummages through the cabinets, finds a glass for water. How was your day? Banal question, normal question, the kind of question that can't possibly convey the roiling in my chest. Uneventful, I lie. She sips water, eyes flicking over me. You're quiet lately. I noticed it this morning. My jaw sets. Sorry, I say. Just thinking. She exhales, leaning against the counter. Hank, if something's bothering you, you can tell me. Her voice is softly coaxing, the way you talk to a child or a frightened dog. It sets my teeth on edge. I know, I say. I'm just tired. She nods, searching my face. Then she tries a smile, stepping closer. Well, we can talk later. Maybe this weekend we can do something together. I see the effort. She's putting on the caring wife face, the concerned spouse. It's a well-honed performance. But I wonder if it's real or some reflex she's perfected. Sure, I say, voice flat. That'd be nice. She watches me a moment longer, then her phone buzzes. Quickly, she excuses herself, stepping away to answer. A murmur of her voice in the hallway, too quiet to make out words. My heart hammers. Is that him? Is she whispering sweet nothings? When she returns, I pretend not to notice her phone in hand, the tension in her brow. She says goodnight and heads upstairs. I remain at the kitchen table, in the gloom, until I hear her bedroom door shut. My mind is on a loop, replaying that photo, the angle of Daniel's hand. I wonder what else he's touched. 3 days pass. I become a stranger in my own house. Emily Thompson pretends not to notice. She hovers at the edges of conversation, attempting to coax me into normalcy. I offer minimal responses, hat smiles at best. Inside, I'm unraveling. Each day is another step in my own private investigation. I look at her credit card statements, phone records, anything I can glean from glimpses of her emails. She doesn't use the iPad in front of me anymore. Maybe she suspects something. In the mornings, she showers. I sit on the bed, looking at the reflection of steam in the mirror. I recall the days I'd join her spontaneously, pressing her up against the tile. The air thick with passion. Now, there's only distance, like a continent has formed between us. The nights are worse. She claims exhaustion and goes to bed early. I linger downstairs, reading old postcards we once exchanged. She used to sign them with affection and light-hearted jokes. Now everything is cold. I keep the recorder in my jacket pocket. Sometimes I flip it on, dictating my thoughts in short bursts. Anger, sorrow, raw confusion. Each night, I re-listen to them. My own voice sounds hollow. I suspect I'm losing my grip. Then, on the fourth day, everything changes. It's a Saturday. She's showing houses again. I suspect it's more than that. I drive downtown, trailing her car at a distance. She's better at lying than I gave her credit for. She meets Daniel Hayes at a coffee shop. I park across the street, watching them through the window. They talk animatedly, heads leaning in close. She laughs, bright and open, the way she used to with me. My hands squeeze the steering wheel. The urge to storm in and confront them rages in my gut. But I restrain myself. Wait. Watch. They leave together, walking side by side. He opens the passenger door of his sleek silver sedan for her. She slips in. My teeth grind. I follow at a careful distance, feeling like some detective in a cheap movie. If only it felt that trivial. Instead, it's my life unraveling. We drive through the city. They pull into a downtown condo building. Modern glass facade. Upscale. He parks in an underground garage. I circle the block, park discreetly. I wait. 10 minutes pass. Then 20. The air in my car grows stale. My phone buzzes with a message from Linda. Need that article Monday. I barely look at it. Finally, I can't just sit. I step out, cross the street, slip into the building's lobby. Polished floors, a security guard behind a sleek desk. I feign a phone call, pacing near the elevator. The guard eyes me suspiciously, but I keep walking, waiting for an opportunity. A resident steps out of the elevator, and I slip in behind someone else as the doors close. No one questions me. The elevator lurches upward. I have no idea which floor. I guess based on the button pressed by the occupant who got on with me. He picks floor 14. We ride in silence. When he steps off, I do too, letting him wander away. The hallway is empty, a plush carpet, and 2 lines of apartment doors. I stand there, breathing shallow, uncertain. Then I hear it, a laugh. Her laugh. It drifts through the corridor, muffled but unmistakable. I follow the sound, pressing my ear to door 1421. Another giggle. Low murmurs. My chest constricts. I realize how insane this is, spying at a door like a jealous teenager. But I'm far beyond reason. My heart thuds, adrenaline surging. I press closer. More laughter, then a pause. Rustling. I don't want to imagine what's happening in there. Yet I can't tear myself away. Then I hear Emily Thompson's voice, pitched low and intimate. Something about just a little more time, and he won't suspect. Her words trail off into a murmur. Another rustle, a thump against the wall. My fists clench at my sides. A wave of sickness climbs my throat. I can practically see them. The intimacy that used to be mine, replaced by a man named Daniel Hayes. Footsteps approach the door. I bolt, slipping around the corner. The door cracks open. I glimpse him. Tall, dark hair, a casual white shirt unbuttoned at the collar. I see her arms slide around his waist from behind, pulling him back. She kisses his neck. My mind stutters. Then the door closes again. I stand there, half collapsing against the wall, struggling for breath. They're not even worried about someone seeing them. They're that confident, or that reckless. My phone vibrates, startling me. I fumble it out. See, it's Linda again. I end the call, my hand shaking so violently I nearly drop the phone. My body demands action. Something immediate, primal. Break down the door. Confront them. But the rational part of me knows that exposing them in a burst of anger might free Emily Thompson from the slow, creeping dread she deserves. Let her squirm. Let her keep lying to my face, thinking I'm oblivious. Let me gather the evidence until there's no wiggle room left. I want an ironclad, devastating endgame. I retreat to the elevator, heart pounding so loudly I can hardly hear my own footsteps. Hours later, I'm in my office at home, the door locked. I replay the events over and over, the images seared into my mind. Emily Thompson hugging him from behind. A silent promise in that touch. My body is taut, so tense my neck cramps. I open my desk drawer, rummage for the old external hard drive I used for storing personal notes and recorded interviews. The recorder from earlier is also there. I flick it on, voice trembling. She was with him, I say softly. In his condo, arms around his waist. Smiling. God, I've never seen that smile before, not with me. Maybe once, but not in years. She thinks I'm too tired, too weak. Emily Thompson, my wife. She's in love with another man. Or something. I stop. My breath catches. Then I continue, voice hollow. This isn't love. Not for me. This is war. She doesn't realize it yet. But it's war. I click the recorder off. Lean back in my chair. Stare at the closed door. Silence. Emily Thompson comes home that night with groceries, face lit up in a bright smile. She calls. Hank, I got us that fancy cheese you like. Let's do a little wine night. The normalcy is suffocating. She sets down the bags, rummages in the fridge. All the while chatting about some open house, she glances at me, expecting an appreciative response. I muster a small nod. She tries again. I was thinking we could watch a movie after dinner. Something old. Remember how we used to rent those black and white classics? I force a grin. Sure. Maybe. She looks relieved, as if my willingness to watch a movie is a sign everything's fine. Her phone buzzes. She quickly sets it to silent, slides it into her purse. She tries to hide it, but I see the tension flickering in her eyes. Daniel Hayes, probably. The thought tastes like ash on my tongue. We prepare a quick dinner. She does most of the talking. About a new listing, about a coworker. I respond with the occasional, uh-huh. Wow. Really? She doesn't notice the emptiness behind my words. Or maybe she doesn't care. That stings worst of all. After dinner, we sit in the living room. She sips wine, scrolling on her phone. I watch the reflection of the screen in her glasses. I wonder if she's texting him right now. My chest tightens. The dryness in my mouth intensifies. She meets my gaze. Tries a warm smile. I look away. The air is thick with unspoken secrets. Eventually, she suggests going to bed. I nod. We walk upstairs in silence, side by side but miles apart. She changes into a nightgown, brushes her teeth, fusses with her hair. I slip into bed, lying on my back, staring at the ceiling. She slides in next to me, close but not touching. I feel the heat of her body, but it might as well be miles away. She breaks the silence. Hank, talk to me. I swallow. My voice emerges raw. What do you want me to say? She exhales shakily, turning onto her side, facing me. I feel like there's a distance between us. Like we haven't been connecting. I bark a short, humorless laugh. Yeah, I say we haven't. She flinches, but covers it quickly. Is it my fault? I turn my head slowly to look at her. The question brims with hypocrisy. Why would you say that? She flounders, blinking. Well, I've been busy. And you've been busy. We don't talk much anymore. Sometimes you shut me out, or you seem, I don't know, angry at me. She's prying for reassurance that I'm just moody, that there's nothing more to it. I remain silent. She squirms. Hank, if you're upset, please just tell me. I can't fix what I don't know. My nostrils flare. I consider confronting her right now. I can see the flicker of panic behind her eyes, something like guilt. Instead, I exhale, roll onto my side, facing away. I'm tired. Let's talk in the morning. She hesitates, then sighs softly. All right. Good night. Minutes later, her breathing steadies, feigning sleep. Mine does not. My mind churns with images of her and Daniel Hayes. The darkness pulses. The next weeks unfold like a slow, methodical dissection of a dying marriage. Emily Thompson tries to keep up appearances, planning date nights we never follow through on, offering little kisses on my cheek that feel forced. Meanwhile, I gather whatever scraps of evidence I can. Phone logs. Times she claims to be at work but can't prove it. I drive by Daniel's condo more than once, see her car in the parking garage, waiting like a silent testament to her betrayal. Inside me, something shifts. The man I used to be, soft, trusting, perhaps naive, slips away. A quiet coldness replaces him. The dryness of my voice, my eyes, my heart, becomes my shield. She interprets it as depression, maybe job stress, anything but suspicion. She attempts to coax me out, but I remain distant. Meanwhile, I'm planning. I call in a favor from a friend who works in tech support at the paper, ask him how to recover messages from a locked iPad. He laughs, says it's borderline illegal, but eventually offers suggestions. One night, while Emily Thompson is showering, I find the iPad again, connect it to my laptop. 10 frantic minutes, a specialized software, and suddenly I have access. There they are, messages, photos, call logs. My stomach lurches as I scroll through explicit texts, pictures of them in bed, in his car, in hotel rooms. I can't breathe. The erotic subtext of the messages hits me like a hammer. My vision blurs with rage. The final blow is a selfie of them in Daniel Hayes' condo. She's wearing his shirt, hair disheveled, a sly grin on her face. They look so comfortable, like a real couple. I copy everything onto a flash drive, lock it away in my desk. I hear the shower stop. Quickly, I disconnect the iPad, put it back. My heart slams in my chest. I shut the laptop, slip the drive into my sock drawer. The hush of guilt wraps around me. Now I have enough evidence to tear her life apart if I want to. The question is, how? I climb into bed, my body electric with fury. She emerges, hair damp, smelling of soap. She slides in next to me, kisses my shoulder. You asleep? I don't answer. My silence roars in my head. Cold is also an emotion, maybe the most powerful one. Then the confrontation. Or at least the beginning of it. It's a Thursday night. She's lying on the couch, flicking channels, phone in hand. I stand behind the sofa, my arms crossed. I watch her scroll through messages. Her smile is small and secretive. My heart's pounding so loud I hear the rush of blood in my ears. Emily Thompson, I say softly, using her full name for the first time in ages. The words taste bitter on my tongue. She startles, looks back at me with a nervous laugh. Why so formal? I walk around, stand between her and the TV. My stare bores into her. Turn it off. She blinks. What? The TV. Turn it off. Frowning, she clicks it off with the remote. The screen goes dark. The only light is from a small lamp in the corner. The air hums with tension. What's going on? She asks, sitting up. You're scaring me. I inhale slowly. My voice emerges in short, clipped sentences. I know. About Daniel Hayes. I know everything. She stiffens, eyes flicking to her phone. I hold out my hand. Put it down. She sets the phone on the coffee table, trembling. Hank, she begins, voice shaky. Listen, it's not. I can explain. My laugh is sharp, humorless. Explain? You've been seeing him for how long now? A few months. Longer. Her eyes fill with tears. He doesn't mean anything. I swear, it was a mistake. I was lonely, and... Stop. I lift a hand. My voice is low, but it slices the air like a knife. Don't lie to me now. Don't spin it. I have photos, messages, an entire log of your time with him. She flinches, tears slipping down her cheeks. She tries to stand, but I glare, and she sinks back onto the couch. I'm sorry, she whispers. I didn't know how to tell you. I felt like we were drifting apart. And Daniel, he was just someone who listened. I cut her off. Don't talk about him like he's some therapist. You slept with him. You snuck around. You lied. I have every message to prove it. She breaks into sobs, shoulders shaking. Hank, please, can we just talk this through? Can we work on this? I love you, I do. Anger flares. You love me. You had a funny way of showing it. She chokes on her sob. It was a mistake. A dull laugh escapes me. I'm sure it felt like a mistake every time you met him. Every text you sent. Every lie you told me. Right? She tries to reach for my hand. I step back. Out of reach, pressing my lips into a tight line. She's crying openly now, but I feel nothing. Just cold anger. A beat of silence passes, thick and suffocating. Then her face hardens slightly, tears still glistening. Are you going to divorce me? I let out a breath. I haven't decided yet. She stares, clearly not expecting that response. Please, Hank. Let's. If we need counseling, or if you need time. I'll do anything. My gaze is stone. I'm sure you will. The tension is so thick I can barely stand it. She's sobbing, broken. Part of me wants to comfort her, to hold her, because for so long that was my role. But I remind myself of the photo. That sparkle in her eye, as she leaned into Daniel Hayes, the times she must have snuck out. I let the coldness fill me. I'm going to bed. I say finally, you can sleep wherever you want tonight. She sobbed harder, burying her face in her hands. I turned my back on her, heading upstairs. My footsteps echo in the silent house, each step carrying me further into a new reality. One where the woman I trusted is a stranger. For the next few days, we exist in a vacuum of tension. She tries to talk. I give curt responses. She tries to apologize. I walk away. She tries to explain. I close my ears. This is my war. I've chosen silence as my weapon. She moves to the guest bedroom, leaving our bed cold and empty. I barely sleep, haunted by her betrayal. We drift through the house like ghosts, avoiding each other, wearing guilt and anger like a second skin. Meanwhile, I plan my revenge. Not a physical attack. No, I want something deeper, quieter. A total evisceration of her illusions. She thinks if I stay silent, if I don't pack my bags, then maybe we can salvage this. She doesn't realize she's already lost me. I delve into my files. The messages, the photos. My hands shake as I read them again, but I force myself to do it. I highlight particularly damning statements. She wrote to him, "He'll never leave me. He's too nice." My jaw clenches. Another line. I know Hank is suspicious, but I can handle him. My vision blurs with rage. On a cold Friday evening, I invite Daniel Hayes over under the guise of a real estate query. I call him from a burner phone, claiming to be an interested buyer who got his number from Emily. I say I want to see a property, and could he stop by my house first to talk business? He agrees without hesitation, probably salivating at the thought of a good commission. I give him my address. He doesn't connect my name, presumably because Emily never used it. Maybe she calls me by a nickname, or maybe she's told him I'm clueless. Perfect. Emily Thompson is out, or so she claims, possibly meeting him. Little does she know I got in first. At 6:00 p.m., Daniel's sleek sedan pulls up to my driveway. I watch from the window as he steps out. He's tall, confident, scanning my house with a practiced eye. He slicks a hand through his dark hair, checks his reflection in the side mirror. My stomach twists. This is the man who touched my wife's shoulder, who saw her body, heard her laughter in the middle of the night. I open the door before he rings the bell. For a split second, I see confusion flicker in his eyes. He expected someone else, an older retiree maybe. Not me, wearing a button-down shirt, arms folded. Daniel Hayes. I ask. He nods, forces a polite smile. Yes. Are you the one who called? I jerk my head for him to come inside. He steps in, glancing around. So, which property did you want to talk about? I shut the door. Lock it. Let's talk in the living room. He steps forward, uncertain. I see him scanning the furniture, the photos on the mantel, pictures of me and Emily at our wedding, smiling, oblivious. He registers Emily's face, and a flicker of recognition flares in his eyes. His posture stiffens. I speak softly, every word deliberate. You recognize her, don't you? Emily Thompson, my wife. He goes pale. Look, I didn't realize. My voice is calm, the dryness of deep rage. No, you didn't. I walk closer, towering over him by a fraction of an inch. My heart thrums with adrenaline. You had the guts to come into my house, Daniel Hayes, after sleeping with my wife. He lifts his hands defensively, face drawn. Hey man, we can talk about this. Emily never said she was. I snap. Never said she was married. That's a lie. She told you. I saw the messages. You mocked me behind my back. He tries to swallow. I didn't mock you. She said your marriage was basically over. The rage surges. I want to break something. Break him. But I keep my voice measured. You think that justifies it? That if I'm not entertaining her, you get to do it? He flinches. I'm sorry. This got complicated. We never meant to. Shut up, I growl. He does. I feel a chilling calm sink into my bones. I stare at him, letting the silence stretch. His eyes dart to the door. He's weighing his chances of flight. I exhale. Here's how this is going to go. You're leaving. You'll stay away from Emily Thompson. No more texts, no more calls, no contact of any kind. If you so much as drive by this street, I'll know. He's trembling. Okay. Fine. I'm done. I promise. I watch him carefully, reading his expressions. If you break that promise, I will destroy what's left of your life. Understand? I have enough evidence of your little affair to ruin your career, your reputation. I'll leak it to your employer, your clients, your phone number, your face, your filthy messages. Everyone will see. You'll be toxic. Nobody in this industry will touch you. His face contorts in fear. You can't do that. I can, and I will. You were messing with the wrong man. He tries to speak, but no words come. I see the acceptance in his eyes. He's cornered. He knows it. Go, I say quietly. Now. He practically sprints to the door, fumbles with the lock. I stand there, not budging, arms crossed. He glances back once, expression twisted with something like apology, but I'm unmoved. Then he's gone, the door slamming behind him. The silence that follows feels like thunder. My entire body hums. I grip the back of the couch, knuckles white. My breathing is ragged. I've faced him, threatened him, driven him away. But Emily Thompson remains. The final confrontation lies ahead. She returns an hour later, stepping inside, half expecting to see me. The shock in her eyes when she notices my posture, stiff, arms folded, standing in the hallway. She takes a step back. I can practically smell Daniel Hayes on her, the remnants of his cologne, the ghost of his presence. What's going on? She asks, voice unsteady. I give a mirthless laugh. Daniel Hayes just left. He stopped by. Her eyes go wide. He He was here. Yes. I told him to stay away from you. My tone is pure ice. He agreed. She swallows, tears threatening. Hank, I can explain. No more explaining. I snap. You destroyed us. You had your fun. Now pay for it. She starts crying, voice shaking. I never wanted to hurt you like this. Congratulations, you did anyway. She covers her face, sobbing. I'm sorry. I laugh, the sound hollow. That's what you keep saying. But I have evidence, photos, texts. And Daniel Hayes knows I'll release them if he so much as looks at you again. She gapes at me. You threatened him? I spread my arms. I protected what's mine. Isn't that what a man does for his wife, Emily Thompson? Or is that archaic in your view? She crumples to the floor, hugging her knees. She's a mess of tears, fear, regret. And part of me knows this is still not enough. The hole in my chest remains, an emptiness no tears can fill. I pick up my jacket, slip on my shoes. She looks up, mascara running. Where are you going? Out, I say curtly. I need some air. She half rises, arms stretched. Please, don't leave. Let's talk. I'll do anything, Hank, please. I shake my head, stepping around her. I'm not leaving forever. Not yet, but I can't stand to be in the same room right now. I walk out. The door shuts behind me, sealing her inside. My legs feel weak. I stumble to my car, slump into the driver's seat. My heart is racing, adrenaline sizzling in my veins. Did I feel satisfaction threatening Daniel? A twisted sense of triumph? Maybe. But the pain is still here, lodged in my gut. I drive aimlessly through the suburbs. Neat lawns, quiet streets, houses with warm lights in the windows, families laughing behind closed doors, no doubt. Normal. Untouched. It stings to realize that used to be me. Eventually, I park at a vacant lot by the water. Lake Michigan's reflection shimmers under the moon. I get out and stand near the shore, the wind biting my face. Memories swirl. Me and Emily sitting on a dock once, sharing a bottle of cheap wine, gazing at the skyline. She whispered that she was happiest when she was with me. I believed her. Now that memory feels like a cruel joke. I pull out my recorder, turn it on. The wind howls against the microphone. It's done, I say softly. I confronted him. I threatened him. Emily Thompson. She's inside that house, crying her eyes out. A part of me wants to comfort her, but a bigger part wants her to feel every shred of pain I've been carrying. Cold is an emotion, too. I click the recorder off, stare at the water. The chill seeps through me. For a moment, I consider letting the lake consume me, diving into its darkness. But no, there's more to do. I climb back into the car, returning home in the dead of night. We live in the same house but remain strangers. Days pass in tense silence. She tries to approach me with timid gestures. A cooked meal, a soft apology. I reject them. I speak only when necessary. The final blow is still pending. She's desperate for a hint of hope, for me to suggest marriage counseling or therapy. But I give her no such relief. One Sunday morning, I stand in the living room with a box in my hands. The flash drive lies inside, along with a stack of printouts, screenshots of her messages, pictures of them together. Emily Thompson enters, hair disheveled. She stands in the doorway, eyes flicking to the box, sensing doom. I have everything here, I tell her quietly. Enough to ruin your reputation, your career, your friendships. Daniel Hayes is out of the picture, but that doesn't heal what you did. Tears slip down her cheeks. Hank, I know you hate me. I deserve it. But please, let's not throw everything away. We built a life together. I'll do whatever it takes. I study her face, looking for sincerity. Whatever it takes, huh? She nods, trembling. Yes. A long silence. I set the box down. She glances at it, tears falling. Slowly, methodically, I tear the printouts in half, then quarters, letting the pieces fall into the box. Her eyes widen. She stares at me, confused. I toss the flash drive on top, take out a small hammer I brought from the garage. I smash the drive repeatedly, the plastic and metal shards scattering. She flinches at each blow, tears streaming. Finally, I set the hammer aside. The evidence is destroyed. She looks at me with something like gratitude and disbelief. Hank, I lift my hand. Don't. This isn't forgiveness. This is me washing my hands of you. She stares, tears tracking. I don't understand. My voice is calm, cold. I'm done with the secrets, Emily Thompson. I don't need the evidence anymore. It served its purpose. I got him out of your life. Now, I'm leaving you to the guilt. You'll wonder if I have backups. You'll wonder if I might change my mind and expose you later. I want that fear to stay with you. She collapses, sobbing into her hands. I'm sorry, she repeats, voice hoarse. I turn away. I know you are. I walk up the stairs, step into our bedroom. A suitcase sits on the bed, half-packed. I keep adding clothes, items. After a few minutes, I hear her footsteps behind me. She stands in the doorway, eyes puffy. Don't, she whispers. Please, don't leave. My chest aches. A swirl of memories. Our vows, our wedding dance, the times we laughed so hard we cried. But they're drowned out by the betrayal, by that image of her and Daniel Hayes. I zip the suitcase, pick it up. She tries to clutch my arm. Hank, I'll do better. I'll fix everything. Don't throw it all away. I gently pull free. You threw it away the moment you decided I wasn't enough. This is just the consequence. She sobs, dropping her hand. I brush past her. The finality of my footsteps feels surreal. Down the stairs, out the front door. The crisp morning air hits me like a slap. I toss the suitcase into the back seat of my car, slide behind the wheel. I can see her through the window, standing in the doorway, trembling. She doesn't chase me. She knows better now. I start the engine, pulling away from the house that was once a home. My chest is tight, but a small flicker of relief burns inside me. The final act is done. She remains behind, consumed by regret and fear. Driving away, I take out the recorder once more, pressing record with my thumb. She's crying. I say, voice empty. But she earned those tears. I loved her once, maybe still do, but not in the same way. Sometimes the only way to move on is to walk away. Let her wonder. Let her realize she can't buy back trust. My voice turns dry, calm, almost scary in its steadiness. I'm not the man I was before this. Part of me died when I saw that photo. Another part was born, colder, harder. Emily Thompson will learn the weight of my silence. She'll feel it in every empty room, every lonely moment. I click off the recorder. Traffic passes by. The world spins on. I drive, not sure where I'm heading, just sure it's away from her. In the rearview mirror, the suburb recedes, replaced by the wide-open horizon. A new life, a new me. I tighten my grip on the wheel. My heart pounds once, twice, then settles. A wave of numbness washes over me, like a suit of armor. It's done. And in the quiet car, the final word emerges in my mind. Enough.